Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Jason Mackey's First 10, a short version podcast talking all things Pittsburgh sports. Today is Tuesday, November 19th, and congratulations to Paul Skenes, the National League Rookie of the Year award winner. That's going to be our lead topic today. Also want to get into some Steelers topics, a couple things left over from the game on Sunday, as well as my 10 Thoughts column that is online now at post-gazette.com. A lot to discuss, as always. But first, let's remind you that we're brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates. If you're injured in an accident, you're probably wondering what's next. For over 40 years, Edgar Snyder and Associates has helped injury victims answer that question. Whether it's gathering evidence, collecting medical records, or dealing with insurance companies, Edgar Snyder and Associates has helped over 75,000 people handle what's next. Call 1-800-94-EDGAR or visit edgarsnyder.com for a free consultation. And remember, there's never a fee unless they get money for you. All right, so it was a big decision, the BBWA's National League Rookie of the Year award. It was unveiled on Monday. Paul Skenes was the winner. I believe 23 first-place votes, 7 second-place votes, edged out Jackson Merrill from the San Diego Padres. And nothing against Jackson Merrill at all, but I am completely in favor of Paul Skenes winning this award. I was not a voter for the National League Rookie of the Year award. I'm a voter for the Cy Young Award, and I'll talk about my vote and why I voted the way I did whenever that becomes public. But as far as Paul winning the National League Rookie of the Year award, here's why I thought it was appropriate that he win it. The historic nature of what he did this season was simply incredible. If you look at his ERA, 1.96, it was the lowest ERA by a rookie pitcher since the stat became official in, about 1912, 1913, somewhere in that range. Just so many historical notes. The first rookie pitcher to ever record 170 strikeouts and a sub-2 ERA since 1913, led all MLB rookies in B WAR, that's baseball reference, wins above replacement, at 5.9. He started the All-Star game, became the first pitcher ever drafted number 1 overall to start the All-Star game the next season. He became the first pitcher to ever do that, to win the National League Rookie of the Year, have a season with sub-2 ERA and 10-plus strikeouts per 9. On and on you can go. Nothing against Jackson Merrill whatsoever. Again, I feel like I say that a lot, but Skenes was one of the 3 best at his position. That was actually a topic of the conference call that we had with him a little bit ago. He's a Cy Young finalist, and a legitimate Cy Young finalist. I don't think he's going to win. I think that's probably going to go to Chris Sale of the Atlanta Braves. He pitched basically wire to wire, was really good. Zack Wheeler was a worthy number 2. Even if Skenes is number 3, so what? Doesn't take anything away from it. He did a fantastic job this year, and also just unprecedented emergence. Since Paul came up, had the best ERA in baseball. Now, I think you can look at it, since May 11th and say, okay, you didn't pitch a full season. That's going to go to those other guys who did things for the entire year. I get that. That makes sense. But you can't tell me he wasn't the most explosive rookie. He was one of the most explosive rookies in the history of rookies. It was a ton. He was so good. Such a cool bond with the city. He talked about some of that going to the Steelers game on Sunday, some of what he experienced. And that's going to be the transition point to my bigger picture idea with Paul Skenes and the Pirates and what's going on with them. It's a discussion that has sort of been simmering all offseason, and it's something that I think is going to continue for the entirety of Skenes' tenure here. They need to do something to put a team around Paul Skenes to compete. If you look at Sale, if you look at Wheeler, $22,000, $42,000, $42,000. That would actually be a huge bargain. $22 million and $42 million. Excuse me. That's what those guys are going to make next year. Paul Skenes is going to make about $800,000, something like that. Second of his team control years. The Pirates are getting a gigantic bargain. They should have an opportunity to add to the team in other places. We can go round and round about how they need to add to the team. A lot of valid suggestions. They need to get a bat or two. They need to fix the bullpen. All fair. First base. That should not be a question. But I actually feel pretty decent about what the Pirates have right now. Their starting rotation, some key spots in the lineup. Going to talk about all that and kind of talk about Paul's thoughts on it. I asked him about his optimism surrounding the Pirates and what he thinks about whether they're able to compete in 2025. That will come on the second half of this show. But first, I want to remind you about the Bradenton area with a message from the Bradenton Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Ready for an escape from the everyday? The Bradenton area on Florida's west coast is welcoming visitors. Our world-famous beaches are being restored to their pristine states. Beloved island businesses are bouncing back faster than expected. And our signature Floridian cuisine is as fresh as ever. Don't wait. Start planning your visit today at Bradenton Islands or BradentonGolfIslands.com. Excuse me. So before that message, I teased what I think Paul, can look at this season. He talked about it a little bit, having a strong starting rotation where he feels like they are. I'm going to read his quote. I'm optimistic. We obviously have a really good core in our starting rotation. I think we have a really good core in our lineup too. We have an opportunity to get the guys that we have better. That's something I'm bought in on. It's something our front office and coaching staff are bought in on as well. He talked about the moves this offseason. Paul really likes them. And he said, quote, I think we are on the right track there. I hope he's right. I mean, you can look at the Pirates soberly, honestly, and say, hey, their starting rotation is not bad. Skenes, Jones, Mitch Keller, Luis Ortiz, Bailey Falter, at least as of now. Extend out a little further. Mike Burrows, Johan Oviedo. Bubba Chandler is going to come up. That's something Paul addressed a little bit later about him not being the last Pirates National League Rookie of the Year. Bubba Chandler might be that guy. Thomas Harrington, Braxton Ashcraft. You can go 10 deep on pretty good arms. Look around the rest of the field. There's some talent there. There's guys with a history of production. Colin Holderman, when on, has been excellent. David Bednar is a two-time All-Star. Get through to those guys, whether it's with Brent Strom or somebody else, and start getting sort of the commensurate level of productivity with them. Ke'Bryan Hayes is a huge question mark for the Pirates. If they're able to get him healthy and productive the way he's been in the past, pairing that with Gold Glove defense, it's very good. Up the middle, if it's IKF and Nick Gonzalez, I'm fine with that. But again, you look at what the Pirates need, you look at the money they have to do it, and there's no excuse. There's no excuse, at least for spending what they spent last year, but you can't waste these years. You can't waste these years. They're precious. Paul is giving them Cy Young level production for nothing, and that's baseball's finances. One thing I hear a lot that I want to just rail on very quickly is he's going to be pitching for the Yankees in 4 or 5 years, so who cares? Okay, he might be. I get that. I understand that. That's not necessarily a Pirates problem. Do you really expect the Pirates or any small market team? I mean, the Guardians would be in the same boat. The Rays would be in the same boat. Eventually, somebody's going to come along and pay him $50 million, $60 million by the time that rolls around. Who the heck knows? Baseball's financial landscape is wacky. It stinks. It needs a cap and it needs a floor. That's a whole separate discussion. What isn't a discussion is that the Pirates have him under contract for 5 more years. They can't waste those. They have premium production. Even if at his top end of arbitration, they're still going to get a bargain on him. And I don't want to think about those days when he leaves. I'd rather think about the time that they have him here and what they can do around it. So go get somebody. Go get Ryan Mountcastle, Yandy Diaz. I don't know. Paul Goldschmidt's a free agent. Sign him. Christian Walker, I don't think they're going to go there. Pete Alonso, probably not going to go there. But it'd be great if they did, right? Andrew McCutchen, that's a separate discussion. I'd like to see them bring Kutch back, but they need to legitimately improve this lineup. They need to legitimately improve the bullpen. They've got pieces in key places, but they also have an ace. They have a really good ace. Impressive stuff there. All right, I want to touch on a couple of football topics before I get going here. But my 10 thoughts came out a little bit early. Normally that's on Tuesday, but with the short week and the skiing stuff, and I'm actually heading out to Cleveland for a day. Wanted to get that out now. But one of the things I've been most impressed with Steelers, and wasn't really able to get this in the game column, is how they're equipped to win multiple ways. The special teams have been so good this season. The defense has been dominant. They take the football away. They don't give it away. The offense at various times has been good. They've averaged 30 points a game for 4 games before the Ravens game. They're doing all of this stuff. They're doing a lot of things well. If you want to get into sort of a knockdown, drag out fight, they can play that game. If they need special teams production, they can do that. If the offense needs to score points, I do believe that they are going, they're more capable than they showed against Baltimore in terms of converting in the red zone and putting up points. I'll be curious to see where it goes. Another thing I touched on in there is them not only functioning a little differently in the red zone, but also involving some different pass catchers. I think you can throw to Pat Freiermuth more. You can get Mike Williams more involved. Certainly some things there that they can do, ironing out what you have in Calvin Austin III and Van Jefferson. But the Steelers are in a good place because they can play a lot of different styles. And I'm not sure you can say that for other guys. Touch on Chris Boswell in there as well. Jerry Dulac also wrote about Boswell more at length and what he's on pace to do. He's on pace to have the best year for a kicker ever. He's become the best kicker in the NFL. If you look around, if you watch that Sunday night game, the Bengals and Evan McPherson, just a disaster. We saw it with Justin Tucker from Baltimore, Pittsburgh. He missed 2 huge kicks. Boswell has been automatic. His numbers are off the charts. He leads the NFL in made kicks, total points. His only miss is from 62 yards. Has just been absolutely incredible and a weapon for the Steelers. I'll save the rest of the stuff there in the column. There's some notes on Justin Fields, talking a little bit about the Chargers, more on the turnovers, etc. Even some stuff that Mike Tomlin did really well on Sunday. So please check that out. Thank you for finding us. Of course, we are here in the middle of the morning, usually talking all things Pittsburgh sports, about 10 minutes. I'll be back here same time, same place. Thanks for watching First 10, everybody.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you watch this video on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. For all of the sports coverage the Post-Gazette has to offer, visit post-gazette.com.